everyone, welcome to our channel of Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School. My name is Kajal Kulkarni and I am going to teach class 5 SST. Okay, so today we are going to see something related to our transport. Now, if you want to go out somewhere, so how will you go? Will you go walking? No, it is not possible to walk a long distance, right? We will either go with our father or mother on the bike, right? So, today in this chapter, we are going to see different kinds of transport. Now, just imagine when we want to travel somewhere, if suppose from Sholapur, I want to go to Turzapur. So, how I will go? I will take either I will go by bike or by car or by bus, right? But if I want to go from Sholapur to Delhi, then how I will go? Bike? No. Bus? No. Then car? You may take car, but it is such a long distance of travelling, then what will you prefer? Yes, we will go by train. Now suppose I want to go to America. So, will I go on bike? No, it is not possible. Then how will we travel? Yes, we will take air transport, that is we will travel by aeroplane. So, now in these days we are having all these facilities, modern facilities. We are having bikes, cars, then travelers, trains, aeroplanes, even now we have helicopters, jet planes, yes, but earlier people were not having all these facilities. So, how they must be travelling? So, in those days means very it was before many years, people used to travel walking. They used to always travel from one place to another by walking. So, this took a lot of time. See, if I am going walking somewhere, so it will take a long time, right? But if I am going, I am using some means of transport, so I will travel very fast. But earlier, people used to go walking, so it was taking a very long time. And then slowly people started using animals. They used to use animals for travelling from one place to another. See, you must have seen in movies or even in on Discovery Channel they show that earlier the kings, they used to ride horses, elephants, yes, and where there is a construction site, there we see donkeys, they use donkeys for carrying their loads, okay. So, people used to use animals for transport. Then later on came, it was a revolution and they invented wheel. Now, wheel, they found that when the wheel is moving, it is rotating, what is happening? It is not keeping stable. How it happens? When we take a ball and we just throw it down, what happens? It crawls or it moves down fast, right? Why? Because it is round. So, they thought that we should make something of round shape and use it. See, they were not knowing the name, what name is to be given, the wheel. So, they just invented a wheel and they started using it in the form of cart. Now, what I will do, I will read and explain you, okay. So, we will see. We use different means of transport to move from one place to another. We take a bus, car or train if we have to travel. We transport goods, supplies, etc. by trucks, lorries or ships. Now, the invention of the wheel. In this picture, see, in this image, you can see all the different means of transport. Here, this is ship, all the ships are here. Then, this is metro or you can say train here, roadways, yes, helicopter. So, we have different means of transport, mostly road, then waterways and airways. Now on road transport we have buses, cars, motorcycles, auto rickshaws, cycles, they move on road. Even trains, you can see this train, even they are moving on road. But can we take a ship ride on road? No, the ships always sail in water. So this is called water transport. And aeroplane, helicopters, they are called as air transport. Okay. So these are the three means of transport. Now, long ago, the early people could travel only on foot. They had to carry loads themselves. Then they started using animals to transport themselves and their goods. The invention of the wheel revolutionized transport. People started moving and carrying loads on carts fitted with wheels. These were pulled by people or animals. See, I will show the image here. Can you see this image? The animals are used to pull carts fitted with wheels. See the wheels. They were just a log of wood. They used to take big stem of the tree, very big, and cut it as it is, and then they used it as wheels. So see, the person is pulling the cart. He is not himself sitting because the wheels are not that firm, they are not strong. So the person is just pulling the cart, he is himself not sitting on it, right? And see the load. The load is not very heavy, only minimum load was pulled by the cart. Then the invention of the steam engine. Now see, first I will tell you about the wheels. I will again show the image. See these wheels, they were not that strong. Then later on, as the days passed, years passed, people came to know that how we can make these wheels more stronger. So earlier, you know, people were not having that technology or that knowledge that how to utilize the things around them. So they just cutted the logs of the trees, and as it is they attached to the cart and pulled the cart. Then what happened? Then came the steam engine. Now steam engine was the second revolution. Can you see this steam engine here? An early steam engine. See, now we can't see any steam engine. Can you see the trains pulled by the steam engine? No, we have not. Now we have totally stopped with the steam engine. How it was running, you all know? It was running with the help of coal. Coal means kosa. So they used to always take that coal and throw in the furnace. So you all must have seen in some old movies. If you all have seen, then they used to use those coal and just throw it in the furnace where it was all the fire was lit. And with the help of that gas, the train was pulled. So steam engine was introduced, and it was the second revolution. And who did this? Thomas Newcomen made the first practical steam engine about 300 years ago. But who was James Watt? James Watt was the one who designed this steam engine. See, he designed it. He is James Watt, and he designed this steam engine, and it was then practically it came into running. And who started? Thomas Newcomen. Okay. Then James Watt, he started this he designed this engine in England 240 years ago, and it was very popular among the people. Then the first train was moved by the steam engine built about 200 years ago, and at same time even the steam engine, the engine was used in ships, and due to this what happened, the ships, it was possible to carry then heavy loads. See, earlier only we in earlier chapters I have shown you all the raft, boats, right. So people used to travel in raft and boats, right. But now we have all modern facilities. So people are using these huge, you all must have seen Titanic ship. So how huge it was, and now we can see more cruises. So many people are moving on that. So it is built such a way that it can carry heavy load on it. Then we have seen cargo ships. Now cargo ship means what? People don't travel on that ship, and only the goods can be transported from one place to another. It is the cheapest actually. From, if suppose we want to export something from India and we want to send it at reasonable rate. So people, what do? They prefer ship transport. Why? Because it is the cheapest mode of transportation. It takes a long time, it takes a lot of time to travel, but it is the cheapest mode of transportation. So nowadays what exporting is done means, from India whatever goods are exported to other countries, they mostly use ship transport, waterways, okay, and those ships are called as cargo ships. Then due to this engine, what happened? The transportation became very fast, and this engine, steam engine, was again used in the ship, and with that what happened? The capacity of the ship increased, and it was possible to transport heavier goods at much faster speed. The next is modern means of transport. With time, the steam engines were replaced by more efficient engines that used petrol, diesel and electricity. These engines are now used to run various types of vehicles on land, sea and air. They travel much faster and can carry much more load than the earlier vehicles. Now, modern means of transport, as I told you all, earlier they were not having any means, they were using, I showed you all the cart, they were using this as mode of transport. Then came the steam engine, right. First was the wheel, and then the second resolution was the steam engine. So people used to travel by foot or by using animals. Then came wheel. So now we are so lucky to have all these modern means of transport. See, if we want to go travel from one place to another, we can immediately, nowadays we are having so many facilities. If I want to go from one place to another, I can just book one cab online also. So it comes to our doorstep and we just sit in that car and we enjoy our traveling. So this facility was not available earlier. So now in modern technology has come, and modern engines, or we can say modern transport facilities have come. So due to this, what has happened? We can do traveling very fast, okay, and we can transport goods also to a very high extent, means more load can be transported. Now, did you know one of the oldest highways in India is the Grand Trunk Road, which runs from Kolkata to New Delhi. It was built more than 400 years ago by the Emperor Sher Shah Suri to connect Sonargaon in present day Bangladesh to Multan in present day Pakistan. See, one of the oldest highway was made in India how many years ago? 400 years ago. And what was the name of that? It was Grand Trunk Road, which was running from Kolkata to New Delhi. Okay, and it was built by whom? Emperor Sher Shah Suri. And why he built it? He wanted to connect the connection from Bangladesh to Pakistan. See, earlier Asia was one continent. There were no countries divided this way. Then all the countries started separating, and India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, all they were separated. So, this road, this highway was made by this Mughal emperor. Now, we will see about road transport. Land transport includes roads, roadways and railways, as I told you all earlier. Earlier, people travelled along narrow paths formed by the movement of people and animals. Now, what is this? See, this we can see even today when we go in some villages. In villages, we will some villages, very few villages are now where there are no roads, pakka roads are not there. So, in those villages, what do we see? We see that a small path is created. It is not naturally, it is like the people keep on moving on that same route and that path is created. Okay. For example, now if you will travel in some means you will go from Sholapur to Akkalkot if you want to go, if we take a highway, right. Now that highway is so developed, it is now very much means the construction is done and it is very smooth way. Okay. So, if you will see on the sides, on left hand side or right hand side, if you will see the farms are there. So, in that farms you will see few narrow paths. Why those, how those paths are created, you know, when from that same place some bike is moving or people are keeping on moving or animals are moving. So, what happens, you know, a path is created, very narrow it is, means the vehicle can't move, but you will see that a path is created in that place and both the sides are all farm. So, this way in villages there were narrow paths, but now we have seen that even villages are developed, the roads are constructed. So, in earlier days what was happening, these paths were not, means they were not having pakka road. So, if there are no pakka road, what will happen? See, if you are sent in bullock cart, you are travelling from one place to another place in the bullock cart, what will happen? And the roads are not smooth at all, they are all stones in between and the roads are very narrow. So, what will happen? The bullock cart will start shaking, khad 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 khad, that noise or that sound is created, right. So, now we see that pakka roads are being constructed. So, after the wheel was invented and carts became popular, people felt the need for hard and smooth roads. As wheels became faster, it became necessary to have harder, smoother and better roads. See, as I told you all that if there are kacha road, what will happen? The bullock cart, the wheel may get stuck in the mud, right. So, because of the this, when they invented the wheel, they found that we should have somewhere good and smoother roads. So, now what happened? The roads have been started improving. Today, every country has a network of paved or pakka roads connecting cities and towns, and within each city or town in India, unpaved or kacha roads are now seen only in villages. See, in villages means you can say the roads passing by the villages, they are pakka, but internally there are still kacha roads. Okay. So, the big cities, you may see Delhi. You all must have seen it in news that how the roads are, they are all covered with, always there is a traffic jam, yes or no, always there are so many cars, buses, and it is always what we say polluted, the air is polluted. So why? Because the roads are very much developed. Then when we move from Sholapur to Pune, or Pune to Mumbai, you all must have seen the expressway, right? How the lanes they have broadened up, right? So in one route there are three lanes. So in this way now flyovers are constructed, all these things, all these facilities are given to people. How we get all these facilities? We when we move on to these roads, we are always means we pay tax to government, right? So we get all these good facilities. So now the industrially developed countries, in industrially developed countries there are network of highways, as I told, industrially developed. Now there are many industries. Now why these industrially developed countries need all these highways and all? Why? Because there are lot of trucks moving, right? They need all the raw material from one place to another, or the finished goods to be transported from one place to another. So for that reason they have to construct good, means the area should have good roads. So due to this, where the cities are industrially developed, there the roads are very well made. So highways, you will find highways. Now these highways, the people they travel very smoothly. Why? They have they travel with a high speed, because the roads are very smooth. There are no speed breakers or there are no any bumpers. So they travel very smoothly. Then these are major paved roads with two sections. I will show the image here. See, this is the highway. Can you see the connection? If you don't want, see, this is flyover. This is a flyover. So if you want to get down from this flyover, there is a connectivity road which will take you down. See, this is below the flyover, these two roads. Can you see? While moving to Turzapur also, now there are good flyovers now, and you can see these roads this way. Yes, so these flyovers are being constructed. Then each side, these are broad paved roads with two sections for vehicles moving in opposite directions, as we have seen in this. See, one is moving to this direction and one is moving to the other direction, means the opposite directions they are moving. And can you see the lane? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lanes are here. In this image it is looking so small, but the road is very, very broad. So 4 lanes are here. So there is no traffic jam or something in this kind of roads. Each side has several lanes for vehicles moving at different speeds. As I told you all that there are 4 lanes. So there are several lanes, they say, that vehicles can move. So as you all know that when you see on highways, the highways, the heavy trucks or heavy vehicles, they always move on the left hand side. Why? Because the other transport facilities like car or auto rickshaw, or you can say bike, they can move means they move very fast. So they can move very fast from this road, but the trucks and buses, they are very heavy. So they move very slowly. So due to this, the left hand side is always kept for heavy trucks or heavy loads. These highways do not have sharp bends, crossroads or roundabouts, and they bypass towns they cross on the way. Now what this sentence means? The highways, these highways, they do not have sharp bends. Sharp bends means what? they don't have a very big curve. Now, curve means I can tell you all that it is not having a U-shaped road, okay, a pin, U-pin shaped road. It is having straight, the bends are not very curved. They are, see, you can see in this that it is visible that which vehicle is coming and which vehicle is going. Yes, if this shape was this way, something in this shape, you can see on the screen, if it was in U shape, then this could cause accidents. If it is in U shape, if the road is in U shape, this may cause accidents. So, highways, no, they are mostly straight, okay, they are not having any curves, or they are not having any round, or they are not having any crossroads. See, can you see, are there any crossroads here? Crossroad means any road is coming in between from here? No. See, in this also, when it is having a side cut, means it is divided to come down, you can see the lanes here, they have extended the lanes, so that if I want to come from here to this direction, this flyover, I can show the signal and I can come down, okay. So, they are not having crossroads, or they are not having any sharp bends, or there are no any roundabouts, okay. So, this helps the vehicle to move smoothly, and due to this the accident, the causing of accident reduces, and the vehicle can move in one speed. Thus, vehicles can travel very fast for long distances without stopping. This increases the speed with which people and goods are transported. In India, such highways have been constructed between important cities. They are called national highways. However, many of the present highways that connect important cities are not very efficient. India is also connected by roads to its neighboring countries such as Nepal, China, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Myanmar and Bhutan. See, now India is connected, we know, we can, you all must have seen the Wagah border, where India and Pakistan's border is there. Yes, we are having only gate. One gate is there where we close the gate, and that is the end of one country to the other country. You all must have seen Abhinav when he was arrested. So, that time when he was released and he was coming from Pakistan to India, he came walking. Yes or no? He came from Pakistan to India's border, he came walking. So, these borders are having same road, but only we have the partition, that is we have the gate to close the partition, okay. So, I will just revise it once what we have seen. Okay, see, in this image we have different means of transport: water transport, road transport and air transport. Now, in water transport we cannot travel, we cannot use car, bike, okay. So, we only have ship. Air transport is aeroplane and helicopter. See, in helicopter we can 4, 5 or 10 people can sit, not more than that, right. But in aeroplane many hundreds of people can sit. Then we have roadways. So, in roadways we have moving this road and railway, okay. In railway we have trains. So, these are 3 means of transport. Then what was the first revolution? The first revolution was the wheel. See, the first was the wheel, and then came second the steam engine. Who invented or who designed it? James Watt. He designed the steam engine in England about 240 years ago, and it practically the steam engine was made by Thomas Newcomen about 300 years ago, okay, and the first train pulled by the steam engine was built 200 years ago. So, when the steam engine came into existence, what happened? Heavy loads were able to transport. So, now I will stop here, and in our next episode we will see about railways and waterways. Till then, thank you.